Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is Wyln News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. Wyln News starts now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us on Wyln News. Here's a recap of our top stories from the week.
A man from Hazleton is facing drug and weapons charges. According to West Hazleton police, 25-year-old Victor DeVerhe Mena was taken into custody following a traffic stop on Thursday, June 5th. During the incident, police say DeVerhe Mena was found to be in possession of a controlled substance and drug paraphernalia. He was also found to be unlawfully concealing a firearm. DeVerhe Mena was taken into custody and transported to the Luzerne County Correctional Facility to await arraignment.
The homicide trial for a man charged with murder in Hazleton began on Monday. Hafet de Jesus Rodriguez of Hazleton has been charged with robbing and murdering Ashikumar Patel at Craig's Food Mart in Hazleton in December of 2020. Investigators say Rodriguez was identified as the suspect from surveillance footage, GPS data on his phone, and DNA found at the scene. However, the defense argues that Rodriguez's DNA was not found on the mask believed to have been worn by the murderer. The trial was previously delayed due to efforts by Rodriguez's attorney to suppress Patel's 911 call and to exclude information regarding Rodriguez's drug activity. In addition to murder and robbery charges, Rodriguez has also been charged with drug trafficking in the aftermath of the shooting. Rodriguez remains behind bars at the Luzerne County Correctional Facility without bail. The trial is expected to continue for about 2 weeks. During a press conference in Berwick on Monday, Governor Josh Shapiro announced that Amazon will be investing at least $20 billion into the Commonwealth. The investment will be utilized to establish multiple high-tech cloud computing and artificial intelligence innovation campuses across the state. The first 2 sites selected for these campuses are Salem Township in Luzerne County and Falls Township in Bucks County. According to Shapiro, the investment will create over 1,000 high-paying and high-tech jobs for Pennsylvanians.
And across those 2 sites, Amazon will create 1,250 permanent jobs, in addition to the thousands of construction jobs where Pennsylvania tradesmen and women, they're going to lay the concrete and build the HVAC systems and lay the wiring and cable that goes into these data centers. I understand we got a few tradespeople here today. Y'all in the house? You guys ready to be busy? These trades members are going to be working for years and years and years to build out these data centers.
In addition to providing jobs, Shapiro said the investment will have other benefits for Pennsylvania communities.
Our schools and our police departments, our local communities will benefit from the millions of dollars in new tax revenue that will be brought in from this investment. Students who are taking CTE classes right now at Berwick High School or Pennsbury High School in Bucks County will be able to take the skills they've learned in the classroom and then apply them to good-paying jobs right in their hometown communities.
Shapiro said he hopes the investment will help to revive struggling communities in Pennsylvania.
I've always said that Pennsylvanians should have the freedom to chart their own course and the opportunity to succeed. And that opportunity should be in the communities that they love, the places where they grew up. They shouldn't have to go somewhere else to find work. For too long, we've watched as towns across Pennsylvania got hollowed out and left behind. No more. Now is our time to rebuild those communities and invest in them. This investment in Pennsylvania starts reversing that trend. And hear me on this, it is just the beginning.
According to Shapiro, the Commonwealth is working with Amazon to expand to even more Pennsylvania communities. Since 2010, officials say Amazon has invested more than $26 billion in the Commonwealth. Amazon currently has 23 fulfillment and sortation centers and 20 last-mile delivery stations across the state.
The Luzerne County Government Study Commission will be holding a public hearing on Tuesday, June 7th at the Luzerne County Operations Building in Wyoming. This will be the first public hearing hosted by the study commissions to discuss revisions to the county's Home Rule Charter. The Home Rule Charter was approved by county voters in 2010 and introduced several changes, including an 11-member county council and a professional manager. The Government Study Commission has made proposals to streamline Luzerne County's home charter by decreasing the number of council members from 11 to 7. The public hearing will give county residents the opportunity to give feedback on the proposed charter, which will be finalized and voted on in the November of 2025 general election. Luzerne County Manager Imelda Krokmo said that the public hearing is a valuable way for residents to stay informed about what is happening in county government and to have their voice heard.
Everybody should be as informed as possible. They want to do some changes in our form of government, and all politics is local. County government affects each and every one of us every day. So listen carefully before you make a decision as to what the Government Study Commission wants done. And this is one venue to do that.
Anyone unable to attend the hearing can email comments to the Commission at gscm@luzernecounty.org. The Luzerne County Operations Building is located at 1199 Wyoming Avenue in Wyoming.
Coming up on WYLN News, we check in with State Representative Dane Watrow on Watrow's weekly update. Plus, Chris Fulmer leads us down the path through history with Mount Carmel, Part 4. And stay right here on WYLN. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by Lehigh Valley Health Network and Jefferson Health. Investing in your well-being and building healthier communities because more expertise and convenient care mean better outcomes and a healthier you. Learn more at lvhn.org/Jefferson.
Mommy was over and the mom was raining.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today. If you're looking for an affordable pre-owned car or truck, Cheers Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, dependable, and quality vehicles. Stop in at 610 North Broad Street in West Hazleton, 570-454-7229. Cheers is proud to be celebrating 70 years in business. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969. Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
Hey! Did you know WYLN posts news stories and other bonus content on social media all week long? The Weather Kids, Fresh from the Farm, Everyday Heroes, Let's Talk Sports, Feel Good Friday, daily news stories, and more. Visit WYLNTV.com, Facebook, and YouTube to check it out. WYLN, the local leader on social media. We're your local network.
Hello, this is State Representative Dane Watrow of the 116th Legislative District with some news you can use. Did you know that more than 1 in 10 veterans have been diagnosed with a substance use disorder? When veterans separate from the military, they may face a host of challenges adapting back into civilian life. Most will work through these challenges, but some fall on hard times and sometimes resort to substance abuse as a way to cope. Help is available for veterans, family members, and their advocates at 1-800-662-HELP. Veterans are also encouraged to make use of PA Vet Connect, a program aimed to helping veterans address the challenges of homelessness, employment, mental health, addiction, and much more. If you or someone you know requires assistance or would like more information about programs and services available through the Department of Military and Veterans Affairs, visit dmva.pa.gov. Thank you.
Welcome back to Feel Good Friday. I'm joined here with Dr. John. Dr. John, how's it going?
Great, Ryan. I like these tips. I hope that people will listen to these tips and it impacts their lives.
Yep, another important one today. We're going to talk about the importance of warming up before a workout.
You know, do you ever go to Penn State's games or football, like college football, even basketball? Those guys are out there for hours. It's because they know that the muscles, the ligaments, the tendons, the more you can loosen them up, those guys are perspiring and drinking. I think I would be tired by the time the football game started. But these great athletes have known, and their trainers, they paid millions of dollars. If they could warm up, and for them, hours. For us, if you're a golfer, at least go maybe stretch, get your golf club and mimic the motions you're going to be doing before you golf. If you're going to shovel snow or garden, warm up beforehand. Your muscles, especially as you get older, it takes longer to loosen up the body. So if you want to prevent injuries, take some extra time before you go weed your garden, do some gentle little stretches, loosen up the body, drink some water. It'll prevent injuries by warming up prior to any kind of activity, not just pickleball or soccer, whatever you're playing, but even for chores around the house. Don't wake up, in my opinion, go out and shovel snow when you're cold, you're stiff, you're tired. That's how people have heart attacks and back injuries. So any physical activity you're going to do, start it a little bit earlier, start loosening up first, and then just get into it gradually.
Yep. Very important tips because you don't want to overstimulate anything.
A lot of guys do.
Yep, they definitely do, but we will see you next time on the next Feel Good Friday. As for this one, for Dr. John, we'll see you next time.
Lehigh Valley Health Network is now proudly part of Jefferson Health. And when two healthcare leaders come together for the community, you can expect more. More access, more doctors, more convenience. Jefferson Health and Lehigh Valley Health Network. Together for the future of care.
Are you sitting at home living in pain? Maybe it's in your hands, maybe your back or your hips. The good news is you don't need to live in pain. Why? Because there is Omega XL, a one-of-a-kind, natural, powerful joint relief supplement created from the green lip mussels of New Zealand. Drug-free, non-habit forming. It's small, easy to swallow, and it's backed by more than 40 years of clinical research. As I was getting older, my joints started to feel that wear and tear. But then I tried Omega XL and it changed my life. If you're experiencing daily aches and pains due to aging and overuse, Try Omega XL and see the difference it can make in your life.
Buy one, get two free. 2 bottles of Omega XL plus Vitamin XL D3, a value of more than $85. Call today and you pay only $39.95. Plus, you have nothing to lose because it's backed by our 60-day money-back guarantee. Call now.
This week on Let's Talk Chiropractic, Nicole Bookman and our star Damien is going to explain why the birth process could be traumatizing to the baby and how a chiropractic adjustment is safe, gentle, and maybe every baby should get a chiropractic analysis just to see if their neck's in alignment. Watch the show.
Movie was over and the mall was raining.
A Path Through History is sponsored by the Old Jail Museum, 128 West Broad Street in Jim Thorpe. Call 570-325-5259 or visit them online at theoldjailmuseum.com.
As World War II began, one of Mount Carmel's adopted sons would be a forerunner of paratroop combat in Europe. James Gavin was born in Brooklyn in 1907, and at age 2 was adopted by a couple from Mount Carmel. As a child, he worked as a paperboy, and later in a barber shop, where he heard stories from Mount Carmel's World War I veterans of their war experiences and was entranced by them. Thus, feeling he had no future in Mount Carmel's mines, he ran away from home at age 17 and enlisted at West Point, claiming he was an orphan to avoid needing his adoptive parents' consent. He was first stationed in Panama and would be moved around to postings at Fort Sill, Fort Ord, and the Philippines. He then returned to West Point, where he taught tactics for several years. Many of his students would laud him as being the best teacher they had at the academy. When the United States entered World War II, Gavin was named commander of the 505th Parachute Infantry Regiment, which he worked hard to build up into an effective paratrooper force. As part of the 82nd Airborne Division, commanded by future Korean Supreme Commander General Matthew Ridgway, the 505th dove into action in North Africa, Sicily, mainland Italy, and Normandy, and took part in Operations Market Garden and the Battle of the Bulge during the war. Gavin, who became the youngest major general to command a division during the war, earned the nickname Jumping Jim for taking jumps with his troops. He would be the only American general officer to make 4 jumps during the war. General Gavin also had the foresight to promote integration of the armed forces, with some grateful African-American troops calling him the most colorblind officer in the entire armed forces. After the war, General Gavin remained in the service until his retirement in 1958. He then went to work for the Arthur D. Little research firm, which he eventually became president of, and served as ambassador to France from 1961 to 1962. James Gavin died in 1990 and today rests with honor at West Point. Several of Mount Carmel's daughters would make their names in entertainment throughout the 20th century. One was Marie Powers, born in town in 1902, who would be an opera standout. Powers started singing in Italy and got a big break when she sneaked into an audition with famed conductor Arturo Toscanini at Milan's La Scala Opera House. By 1947, she landed her most famous role as fake psychic Madame Flora in Giancarlo Menotti's opera The Medium. Powers reprised the role on television in 1948 and on film in 1951. She would also later appear on Broadway in a revival of Carousel in 1957 and as the Queen Mother in Becket in 1960. Marie Powers died in 1973 and was brought home to Mount Carmel afterwards, where she rests today in the town's St. Mary's Cemetery. Later in the 20th century, Mount Carmel viewers could enjoy the work of Ellen Dow, originally born in 1913. A former stand-up comic and drama teacher, Dow landed numerous acting roles in her older years, including several appearances on The Golden Girls, but is perhaps best remembered today as rapping Grandma Rosie in The Wedding Singer. Ellen Dow lived to see 100 years, passing on in 2015 at age 101. Like Marie Powers, she returned to Mount Carmel after death, to St. Peter's Cemetery. After the war, the coal mine slowly died out, victim of a national shift to oil. Mount Carmel would be, in the meantime, on June 17, 1948, the site of an infamous plane crash. United Flight 624, taken off from San Diego earlier that day, its destination New York City. As it passed over Phillipsburg, near State College, Captain George Warner radioed that there was an issue as the fire indicator light for the forward cargo hold had come on. Although it was later shown to have been a false alarm, the crew emptied carbon dioxide bottles into the hold to try and extinguish the presumed blaze. In doing so, however, they neglected to open the cabin pressure relief valves, and thus the CO2 seeped back into the cockpit and incapacitated the crew. With their remaining consciousness, they put the plane into an emergency dive near Mount Carmel, where it hit a high-voltage power line, burst into flames, and slammed into a hillside, leaving a debris field 3 city blocks long. Everyone on board was killed, among them such luminaries as actress Burl Wallace, Broadway titan Earl Carroll, and Esquire co-founder Henry Jackson. Today, a monument to the crash's victims can be found in Centralia's St. Ignatius Cemetery. Just north of Mount Carmel in the village of Natalie, the area would be the beneficiary of the drive-in craze sweeping the nation in the late 40s with the construction of the Natalie Drive-In. Built for $200,000 by the Natalie Amusement Company, which also operated Lehighton's Mahoning Drive-In and Allentown's Airport Drive-In, it opened for business on May 5, 1949 with a showing of Errol Flynn's The Adventures of Robin Hood. The Natalie Drive-In had a 70-foot screen and capacity for 850 cars. Early in the drive-in's history, family nights were every Tuesday, with cars containing entire families allowed in for $1. A playground was also on the property for children before the show. The Natalie Drive-In remained a mostly family-friendly theater up till 1969, when it was purchased by Berwick's Joseph Lee. Lee did a 180-degree turn from the drive-in's previous fare and made it home to X-rated material of all stripes. And so, the Natalie Drive-In would be a mostly pornographic movie house until it closed in 1984. For a time after the drive-in's closure, the site was considered for the location for a satellite Earth station, but those plans would ultimately fall through. It did, though, become a paintball park for a few years in the 1990s before that closed as well. Today, the Natalie Drive-In is largely reverted back to nature alongside Route 54. The drive-in screen, however, would remain standing for many years afterwards, a silent reminder of what had once been the site until it was finally demolished in 2024.
Movie was over and the mall was raining.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Renai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Something is out there. What it is, no one knows. However, since its first sighting, there have been numerous reports of strange lights in the night sky. Some say they are extraterrestrials, flying saucers. But to all of those seemingly unrelated uncertainties, there is one common thread.
Solo Spaceman. Watch Solo Spaceman on WYLN Thursdays at 1:30, Saturdays at 7, and Sundays at 4:30.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969. WYLN programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online.
You're watching WYLN TV 35.